Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Above the Bar podcast, where each week we belly up to the bar with a new guest, find out what they do, who they are, and what makes them great. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Above the Bar podcast. It's your host, Sean. So if you find me having any technical difficulties today, I don't know why. I can't figure out why. My guests have been wonderful as I'm trying to figure it out. Normally, everybody else, I've got this down to a science, so I have no idea what's happened today, but we're belling up. This is our first time, and is this our first? Yeah, this is our first show in January. So first show of 2026, so why not have something new, someone we've never had on? So we have our guest on today. I am so jacked up today, folks, from not having my sound be right. So we will figure it out and figure out what's going on. The worst part about it is it sounds perfectly fine in my headphones, but the minute I switch things, most of my audience folks know that technical difficulties is a way of life for me. It has to be marine proof for me. So joining us from one of my old stomping grounds, and I tried to get him to get some Yako hot dogs for the show, but he refused to do so. You know, you could even got, what's the chocolate dip strawberry place that's right there in Whitehall? There's that place too. You could have brought those.
Yeah, there's a couple places we could have stopped at. King Cone has some stuff. Yeah.
And we'll ask him the most important question before the show is over, which is Sheets or Wawa, and we'll determine if he's ever allowed back on the show based on his answer. Wow. There's only one answer, just so you know. So joining us all the way, and we're going to be talking about how safe is your house of worship, talking about some of the things that you can do. So joining us all the way from there is saying that your beautiful wife. I know you gave me her name, Joe.
D.
And I had to double check myself. I am so the consummate unprofessional today. I'm loving every minute of this. All right, folks, joining us all the way from Allentown, PA, it's Joe and D. Yeah, you have no idea how much this is absolutely driving me bonkers that my sound is not working right in my headphones. Like I just want to keep going back. Now, say something.
Something.
Oh, it's working.
See, look at that.
Oh, look at that. See, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Amen.
Amen.
So, all righty, folks. So let's go ahead and get some house cleaning done. And I love the fact that they were so patient with me that I couldn't figure out what was going on. Now I feel so much better. We're backtracking. So those of you that are just joining us here, everybody out on YouTube that's following along, make sure you're giving us like, share, follow, all those cliche things. I'm going to be sharing this on all my social media in a moment. But let's go ahead and get some house cleaning done. As always, folks, we got the big board over my shoulder for sticker and a cause. If you have something you believe in, something you're supporting, something you want other people to know about, make sure you reach out to us. We're going to do it this way, D, because it was cutting your face off, and I don't want to do that. She's the best part of all this. We got our ugly mug out here. So, but if you've got something that you're supporting, maybe you've got your own podcast, your own band, anything you're doing, make sure you reach out to us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all those different locations. Let me know what you got going on. I'll give you our location. You can send me a sticker. We put it on the big board behind me. Everybody gets to know about what you have going on. Little free advertising for everybody. We're going to have, I forgot to tell you. So there is some simple rules, and I'm going to help out with one of them right now for you guys. So nothing is off topic. Everyone's welcome, and there only gets to be one asshole, and that's me. So wet feet, whatever your name is, go read your Bible, go get yourself educated, go figure some things out, come back to us. We'll be more than happy to educate you on these things. But that's one of the dumbest questions I've ever seen in my life. Not even going to
May I ask what that question is?
Oh, sure. Here it is. So his question, why, hey guys, genuine question. Why doesn't God kill Satan? If it would help us and he loves us, right? Does that make sense? No, it's a dumb question. Because you want to go for, listen, go ahead.
I'm not touching that.
So
I'd have to repent after this.
no, I'm not scared. Wet feet. Hey, tell me what congregation you go to, brother. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your denomination, because you would know now that. Let's get into
He
it.
sounds like a Catholic.
He created everything. He put everything in place. Everything has its purpose. Everything has its place in life. So
Amen.
if you removed from life anything, because keep in mind, you have free will. If you're blaming every choice that you've ever made on one entity that can't be there in every place, he's not omnipotent. He's a single entity. If you're blaming every choice, everything that happens on that, answer it. I love it. I'm answering it. You sorry ass. Please don't be a tough guy on the keyboard. We don't know each other. We don't know how this works. It knows no silence whatsoever for me. If he removed that, it would not change your free will to make the choices you make. So
Or ask that question.
before you blame other people or other things on the things that are happening in the world, make sure that you understand that you've made those choices. Other people have made those choices. They like to blame other things, but you're the one making those choices. So there's no silence here. None whatsoever. And there it is. Yeah, mate, it was all the headphones at first. We didn't create anything. We haven't created a single thing. Understand that those things were created around us, and we were given the free will to create. But every idea came from somewhere else. This wasn't intended to be a theology class. I'm happy to give one. But so let's get into all this. So as always, folks, if you have questions, you have things, I'm more than happy to answer anybody's questions. You listen, brother, that's a great question. If you do everything right in life, you'll get an opportunity to ask that question, and that question will get answered for you. But you have to understand that if you read the Old Testament, all that's already been there. He sent the whole group of people. He opened up the ground at one point in time and dropped a whole group of them in there because they wouldn't listen to Moses. So, I mean, that goes back Old Testament. That ain't even New Testament stuff. You weren't being disrespectful, but I don't think it's disrespectful at all. You were asking questions that I wasn't planning on answering. I was actually going to answer questions about, is your house of worship safe? You ain't. Didn't it? Actually, I think man created that, because remember, man created those spaces. It was created long before us. So let's get into this. So try to take me off track. It doesn't work. I've been doing this for too damn long. So as always, folks, make sure you're giving everything a like, share, follow. Ask as many questions as you want to. I don't mind any of them. Here's what we're going to do, though. As always, folks, as we go through this, if you have questions, drop them in. I'm going to share this around so all the world can see what's going on here. I'm a little bit, where's my other buttons at? So not having my headphones working had me all jacked up. So here's what we're going to go with first and foremost, folks. I have one simple question for you guys. So tell me a little bit about how you actually even got into this space. I was looking into it. So you have, like, if I'm seeing it right, you have multiple companies. It's not just this particular one. You have about three different companies, and they're all focused on this same singular space of training people, getting them oriented in how to protect. I mean, I wouldn't even say just protect houses of worship, but really day to day going about training and safety, self-defense, firearms. You do a little bit of everything, dealing with kind of domestic issues. But how did you even get into this space?
So in 2000, I think it was 2010, I started helping people learn how to shoot. A lot of people they know that I was a shooter, and they would just come up to me and say, "Hey, can you teach me?" I was like, "Yeah." So I did that for a while. And then I realized that, there was a stronger need for it in the Lehigh Valley. So in 2017, I opened up gunpowder and lead firearms training, and did fairly well in the beginning. And in 2020 hit, and we got slammed. Was actually reaching out, trying to hire people. I had other instructors come up and train with me, and well, I wound up playing by myself again until I met D. But in 2022, we were approached by a synagogue to learn how to protect our house of worship. I just started getting into it because I started seeing the need for it in Pennsylvania. Since 2018, there has been 31 attacks in Pennsylvania alone on houses of worship. So that's a strong, hard fact to swallow, considering we're the second highest state in the United States, right after California's churches, which is 40, and Florida being the third. So I'm not going to get into the rest of the stats and the rest of the states, but, I saw a high need for, the house of worship protection after 2022. I definitely would hide myself in the office for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I worked on a program that, lasts a year long, with an ongoing training schedule for the house of worship after I'm gone, so that they can continue their training without me. And I found a way to get them funded. So then that could be through FEMA. FEMA could, they have a grant out there for nonprofit security measures, and that can include paying a guy like me, or buying equipment to protect our house of worship. There's bulletproof curtains. There's all kinds of stuff out there now that you can get to protect your house of worship, protect your congregation. There's not a high chance of an attack happening locally, but there is a chance.
Well, you guys have had in PA even Amish communities attacked.
Yes.
That was
Correct.
Yes, and those are included in those numbers.
okay.
With the church houses of worship. So it's just amazing. What was the numbers here for just in 2024? There was 416 attacks on houses of worship just in 2024. If you want to go back to 2018, we're looking at like 1,400 attacks in the United States on houses of worship, synagogues, churches, mosques, whether it be racial or discrimination. It's all combined in there. And pastors have even been attacked. Pennsylvania, we're talking, an hour away in Philadelphia from where we're at, there was a man that went in and he had a pistol, and by the grace of God, it didn't work. And the pastor actually able to subdue him. It was on TV. It was everywhere. But yeah.
I definitely remember that. So, so you find that there's a need. You see that this is going on, but how about approaching these different organizations and actually going to them and saying like, hey, we can do this? Because I know, so I belong to a Methodist church, and one of the things that recently they put out in one of our conferences was they wanted, this was going to be a gun-free zone. And I was like, well, you can keep
That's
that for
a scary thought.
Right. Because how well has that worked for us in schools and everywhere else where
it doesn't?
No.
Those signs just tell people, hey,
come on in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
I hate to say it, but your congregation at that Methodist church, probably already 10% of them are carrying concealed already. So why not get the correct training so that there's no mistaking on who is who in the house of worship and who is not supposed to be there.
And I absolutely agree with it, because it's an interesting numbers when you hear that. But so how do you approach some of these places? I mean, because let's be honest, your churches, and I hate to say less than synagogues because it's nothing against synagogues, but we have a history globally of them being attacked in situations there. But typically, especially in the North, not so much in the South, I'd love to see the numbers, but we have a history of those being pacifist places that we don't have issues at. So how do you even approach somewhere like that to say, hey, we really want to talk to you about training your staff, whether it be firearms training or whatever the case may be?
So we do like an emergency management training. So that encompasses everything from domestic issues to fires in the house. Like, let's say that there's a fire in the church. How to react, how to keep organized, how to maintain. Okay, we have everyone out of the building. Is everyone accounted for? Like, a lot of people don't think about that, and that's where a lot of the dangers happen. What I have done in the past is I've actually approached our church, and I offered our services for free. So we trained our house of worship, and we also gifted another house of worship in the Lehigh Valley the training as well. And word of mouth is getting out, and we're getting phone calls. So, I'm not really reaching out to people. I'm waiting for people to reach out to us. I mean, I do advertise. I do post out some things. I do send out letters. But, I'm not making them do anything. A lot of places are resistant to the training because they think it's only about the gun, but it's not. That's only a part of it. Is it a part of it? Yes, but it's not the part of it.
Well, what if they didn't want that part at all?
They don't have to take it.
See,
go ahead, Dee.
We have encountered recently. We had a place of worship that part of the members, they want the training, but the leadership, they say we don't need that here. It's because they have that mentality that it's never going to happen here, and they just like that happened over there, and nothing is gonna. So it's that mentality that still that nothing is going to happen, and of course we don't want anything to happen, but we have to be prepared. It's like car insurance. You buy a car, you need to get car insurance. You hope you don't have an accident and you don't need it. And
I always use the fire extinguisher. For me, it's always the fire extinguisher. Right?
But the concept,
Yeah, why do you have a fire extinguisher in your car or under the sink in any of these places? It's not because you're like it's not because you're like, man, I can't wait for this fire so I can show you how good I am with a fire extinguisher. It's because, heaven forbid, knock on wood, when it happens, you've got what you need to address it. So
we don't only teaches, it's all about the fire. No, it's not just about that. It's about fire. It's about anything that could happen that can activate a
response for emergencies.
Respond for an emergency. It's not just a firearm. It's not just about the gun. It's the first aid. If somebody have an emergency, a medical emergency, how are we going to respond? And a lot of people, they just go in group, and how to delegate who is going to do who. So things, can move quickly, and the person get the need that it needs.
It's the lemmings mentality. They all just kind of group together and follow whichever one person is moving. So then, and I know PA has some different unique laws for. I mean, when I lived there, I used to tell people it was the only place I ever spent $45 in 45 minutes, and I could have a concealed carry permit. Like it's that simple there.
It's $20 in 20 minutes now.
Oh, see, look at David. They even made it easier. It's a wild, but you don't think about that in Pennsylvania because you think of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. It doesn't come to people's mind that like the rest of the state, there's a reason that it's nicknamed Pennsyltucky for a reason. Again, more reason. How many times you heard the term coal cracker? How many people like that's one of my favorite Pennsylvania? That's a great. People have when I tell them like, oh, you're a coal cracker, they're like, I don't know what that is. You're not really from PA.
Yeah, they moved in from another state.
Here's another way how you can tell if somebody's from PA. When you go to the bar, if I ask for a lager, what am I getting?
You're getting Yingling.
That's it. Anywhere else in the country, if you said give me a lager, they'd be like, what kind? Completely sidebar for a moment, folks. That was just I miss being in PA sometimes. So then tell me a bit about this training. Like, if I said to you like, hey, my congregation, we'd love to have it. We're not looking for the firearm side. And I'm going to put that out there because I do believe that many of them, that scares them because of negative connotations. And they're like, no, I don't want that side to it. But what is your approach? Like, is it a 1 day, 8-hour course? We're just going to go over CPR training, or is it a multi-level? How does it work?
So we reach out to them. We get a schedule for the year. We meet up with them once a month. And then we give them the training session, whether it's an hour long or 2 hours long. Sometimes they're 4 and 6 hours long. Once they have that training, they have a month to do their homework, make their standard operating procedures, throw them into the emergency operations plans, or they can pick and choose what they want in those plans. So it's not like you have to do this, you must do this. We teach them and give them a wide variety of choices that they can come up with for their house of worship so that they can run it how they want to. We do introduce the Byrna as an option, but we don't want to use the Byrna pepper. We want to use the kinetic rounds. It's non-lethal.
Is that the pepper spray rounds?
Yeah, they have pepper spray and they have the kinetic rounds. So the pepper ones really don't blow up like they're supposed to. So they kind of like hit and drop.
Okay.
But kinetic rounds, they're still hitting at 650 feet per second. They hurt. And it may take somebody out of the fight. What's that?
Like I said, I was about to say, it's not nothing I would like to be hit with. No,
it's the size of a marble. So
what the heck are they coming out of?
It looks like a handgun.
So it's specially designed.
Yes.
Okay.
It's run by a CO2 cartridge that shoots it out, and the CO2 cartridge doesn't get punctured until you squeeze the trigger. So you're getting full power out of it right away. So you're not losing any gas as it leaks like it normally would in like a BB gun or something.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. No, I didn't even know that was like a feasible option that.
Yes.
But like I said, I wouldn't recommend using the pepper ball because it just hits, it drops. So it loses a lot of momentum when it hits. And I think it just irritates you and you just want to go smack them around. But the kinetic round really is a solid round and it really hurts.
Now, that's kind of an interesting one. So is that what your typical recommendation for most locations? And I won't even say just houses of worship, because when I think about what you guys are doing, it really makes sense to me that it would be something that, pretty much any, I don't want to say public space, because obviously you have, you should have regular law enforcement in public spaces, but, like a daycare center or any of those kind of places,
it makes perfect sense to have those there to protect our children. Yes, absolutely.
It's an interesting approach because what the heck was that?
Sorry about that.
Did you step on a dog?
No, I have a card here and I scraped it across the counter.
I was like, oh, somebody's dog just got stepped on.
No, we have one now.
But no, I was just thinking about, how you were putting that out there, that really to me sounds like the type of thing that really should be in most locations. Do you have a version? Well, let's ask this question because I didn't get to put your banner up yet. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
They can look us up on our website or they can call us.
What's the website that they should go to?
legalccw.com.
Legal.
The first version I have.
So legal CC, like concealed carry?
Yeah, legalccw.com. Or they can go to houseofworshipsolutions.com.
So good. So I can put that back up there. And there it is at the bottom of the screen, folks. And again, if you're just joining us and you have questions, maybe you just have a question like, hey, why should my house of worship do this? Or, hey, how do I get a hold of you guys? What are some of the entanglements that people should be concerned with? How about, do you have and we'll get into, your EDC here in a minute, but do you have something that you feel like, hey, my church, we just got the paddles, the defibrillator. Gosh.
Okay.
I remember the name. So we have
that training.
So we have defibrillators.
Yeah.
Do you have a version of that where you guys say, hey, here's a pack out list that should be like in the office, behind the gosh, the altar,
anywhere in the building, somewhere.
Like, what are your thoughts on those kind of things?
So, we actually help you build those according to your size of your congregation. So, not that we want to, put the fear of anything violent to happen to you, but, how are you going to stop the bleed if you don't have any tourniquets, or if you don't have any pat gauze, or if you don't have any, stop bleed powder or H bandages? I mean, these are all things that you should have these days, unfortunately, because not just a mass shooter or a bomb could happen. Someone could drive through the building. And, now you have a lot of people who have a lot of severe trauma, a lot of bleeding going on. And, it takes minutes for EMS to arrive. While you're there, if you have this stuff and you have your people trained, you can save lives. You won't lose many people.
I tell you what comes more to mind to me is at my own personal church, I've had a couple of times where older parishioners have like just passed out, don't know what's going on. And really there was nothing, like I keep stuff in my vehicle, but there was nothing other than like the white plasticky.
Yeah, the feel good comfort first aid kit.
Right.
That's the comfort first aid kit. So comfort first aid kit comes with 1 million Band-Aids, some with smiley faces on it, triple antibiotic
antibiotic. It's a big word.
Burn cream, and some other things that are not necessary. There's some aspirin in there,
right?
Or pain relief. But that doesn't help you in a situation where, somebody fell on the concrete and their head is split wide open.
Right.
It doesn't help if it just makes no sense to have something there that's not going to help anybody.
I had that experience happen. I was at a service and a lady fell and hit her head and cracked it open.
Oh, wow.
And I ran to get the first aid kit. And when I opened it, it was a huge surprise. Nothing that was there
was
helpful to help the lady. She was bleeding.
Right. Now, is that how you got into this, D? You kind of had that first initial experience and you were like, there's a problem here.
Yes. And then after that, I went to the pastor and I talked with the elders and said, we need to fix this. We need to get the proper materials and things that we need in case of this situation ever happens again. We had another person that suffered a heart attack. And there was a lot of people that they froze. Now, and they didn't know what to do. So this is when training comes handy. What was that?
I'm trying to get back to something here. So now for yourselves, what's it? What we got here? House. Oh yeah, I'll throw that one up there too. So what I was going to say is, so for yourselves and all this, I guess in my mind, the firearm stuff really, it's more of like it's a highlighted item because it's such a polarizing topic. But yes, the reality of it is, it really has little to nothing to do with what we're talking about here.
Correct.
Like really, what we're talking about, because I know,
like I said, it's a portion of it. It's not
right.
Not the major. It's not the major concern, but it is a concern.
Right. I mean, it makes sense to me.
You have other emergency situations that doesn't involve a firearm, and you need to know what to do in those cases. We had emergency situations like that lady that cracked her head open, right, a heart attack. somebody that is just mentally unstable and is just disrupting the place. How are you going to de-escalate the situation? That's part of the training. We train people how to de-escalate and avoid, a more serious situation. Also, when there is a PFA and an order about those things comes into play. It's not just a firearm. It's just like court orders. The children that are there, they're not supposed to go out with a certain parent. So there's things in place when the children are there to keep the children safe when there is a court orders and things like that. It's not just
we're trying to protect the congregation and the church itself.
Gotcha. Because that makes perfect sense to me.
It makes more sense to have your children protected more than anything, because that is one of the biggest things that happen are domestic issues in churches.
What do you mean?
Mom and dad are having trouble. Mom and dad are having trouble at home. Mom left dad, took the kids with her. So mom still goes to that church. Well, dad goes to pick up the kids because he knows they're there.
Right.
And if they don't know, he just left. And there's an order from the court that they don't know about because she didn't want to embarrass herself by bringing it up. So what we do in play of that, whoever brings the kids into the children's Sunday school or whatever is going on, that parent has to sign them in. That's the only parent that can sign them out. Right. So even if there's supposed to be like some kind of swap, that person who's swapping must be there at the same time as the mom and sign in as well. So it's to help prevent the wrong parent picking up the child at that time, or a non-parent picking up the child. It could be a friend who could be wanting to kidnap your child. I mean, there's many different things that can happen.
So I guess it's interesting you say this, because I was just thinking about it. Is this more like this type of structure that we're talking about here? And look, folks, if you're interested, I'm going to throw the other one up here in a minute, in what Dee and Joe have going on. You can go to legalccw.com. Please drop your comments in. We love to hear what everyone has to say. Is this I don't know how else to put it, like a modern church approach? Does that make sense? What I mean by that is, like, I've gone to, like, my stepmother had her church. When I went there, like, it was in North Carolina, small, but it was like a mega church, and it was like they had like monsters standing by the front door, like just big dudes standing, and all throughout the building, and but it was a very one of the, I guess I consider them modern. Like I'm used to a very traditional church. This was a very like, we're going to do a concert for an hour before we ever actually talk about the word. Oh, and if you don't mind, we're going to also show you that the pastor's wife is currently in India, and that's a whole nother topic for me where I get frustrated at those things. Like,
well, those mega churches are the new,
they're
the new thing that's out there, and I think that you lose a lot. I think you just lose a lot when you have a big mega church.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, what happened at Joel Austin Church? That was a woman with. It was a domestic dispute. It was a problem with the husband and wife.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just hearing some of the things we're talking about in the process you guys are going through. Is that the locations that reach out to you more often?
They're non-denominational churches are reaching out to us.
Is that more so?
Yeah, more so than anything, because they follow the Bible, and in the Bible there's many references to defending children and wives, and many references to defending congregations and people. So it's not like we're just doing this on a whim. I mean, there's a biblical reason behind it. That's why we do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I definitely I love everything about this because I think not enough places take the time to really consider it. They, I think most parishioners, they show up on Sunday. I'm going to do my hour and I'm going to leave.
Yeah, and then they're back into the world back on Monday.
Right, and it never crosses their mind that there's people out there that don't like that you go there.
Yeah,
and they're upset. And I don't care what your denomination is. I really don't. There was
exactly.
There's a real famous one about he was actually a Marine. It's an interesting story. He was a Marine, was standing outside of a mosque and was armed to the teeth and was about to go in, and somebody from the mosque saw him standing outside, and before he could, they invited him in.
Yep.
And he now is a practicing Muslim, but it was this whole entire mindset that all he could see was, these are people from a place where my friends died, and I need to deal with you because now you're where I am.
Yeah.
That's the de-escalation of the situation, comes, about.
And it sounds to me that they were successful at it.
Right. They just invited the guy in, like, come on in. Yeah. There's no reason to stand out there. Come here.
Yeah, we hit that topic a lot. Be outside the building.
How hard is that though?
It's hard when people want to get the word in.
What do you mean?
So we go to church to get the word. We want to hear the word of the Lord.
Right.
We want to experience that. And if we're always constantly outside, it's kind of hard to get that.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's hard, and people lose focus when they're outside because they see a squirrel, then they'll see a dog.
Squirrel.
Yeah. And it's the reality of it. I mean, if you have a good team, you can rotate into that, and you wouldn't even look like you have a team. If we teach techniques that make it seem like it's just random people being outside,
just their heads in and out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, it's not exactly a rocket science, but if you don't know what to look for or know what to do, that can be the chance of you making it or not.
Right. I mean, I think some of us, we want to be welcome. So what are some of the things that you teach and I think this is the biggest problem, is most people aren't observant of their world around them. They're just kind of like we just said, squirrel, and they're off like, they're going like, pastor didn't shine his shoes today. Well,
everything we teach them, they can take out in the world with them. So it's not like it's something that we're teach just for the house of worship. We're teaching them a skill that they can take home and practice at home.
Even when they go out with their family. How do you start that practice of situational awareness like that?
Well, you can start off with games. You can start off with who's carrying a firearm, or how many people are not paying attention.
Wait, Joe, you can't brush. Joe, you don't get to brush past the game of who's carrying a firearm. Like that's I'm listening.
Who's on their phone?
Huh?
Who's paying attention to things? Who's in condition white? I don't know if you know the 4-color code of awareness.
No,
you're a Marine. You have military. You have military codes of awareness, right? So civilian, it was civilianized by Colonel Jeff Cooper from the Marines in the Pacific West.
Okay.
World War II, and he dumbed it down for us. So condition white is where you're oblivious to everything that's in the world.
Okay.
You're not a carrier. You have your focus is on your phone or your watch now. Your focus is in a little 1-foot circle in front of your feet, and that's it. So condition white is a very dangerous situation for everyone to be in. And that's what I'm going to say 90% of the population is in now, because they have all these smartphones and these watches and everything else. And if you look around at the mall or anywhere that you go, even driving on the highway, if just look around at the person next to you, they're probably on a cell phone or device. Okay. Which makes it really dangerous, not just for themselves, but for you as well, because they're not paying attention to anything that's going on. Now, condition yellow is when you're aware of things that are around you. And that's whenever you should be awake. Whenever you wake up, you should be aware of what's going on in your house. I know my dog's got to go out, and I know they got to get fed. I know my wife's still sleeping, so I'm aware of things that are going on. I hear something on my roof. It's probably a squirrel or something fell off the tree. So, we're aware of things that's going on. We're not paranoid. There's no reason to be. That's white and that's yellow. So here we get into a spot where it's like a little like, okay, something's happening. And that's where we get into condition orange. Condition orange is a state of awareness. Like, this could be something. And when you feel that feeling, trust it and follow through with it. Don't just trust it and be like, oh, okay, I'm good. I know something's happening. Find out what's happening or change directions. And then there's red. This is a plan of action. Like, now you have to take action. Now you got to either run or fight.
Things
it's all a matter of time. If you have 5 seconds or more, you could probably run. But if you have 3 seconds or less, you need to react. And you better be that third monkey trying to get on the ark in a training.
And the only time that we are allowed to be in condition white is when we're sleeping.
So, I mean, I guess so. The games thing makes perfect sense to me. It kind of reminds me of a situation we did it in the Marine Corps. I've never heard the color thing, but I've definitely done training where they're like, somebody walks in the room, they do something, and then they run right back out, and they're like, "What were they wearing? What did they have? What did they have in their hands? What did the firearm look like?" And they have everybody write it down, and nobody is right.
We use keywords,
with
our training, and when they hear the keywords, they sound like they're just being spoken weird, just a little bit different, strangely. I don't know how to explain that one.
What do you mean?
We do that? Oh yeah, we looked you up online. You up online. We've been watching you online for a while now. Okay. Cool.
Now, what is
a lot of people say that. Well, they say it the way we said it? I mean, you had an alert on an awareness of, hey, that sounded really weird.
That
most people didn't get it. Most of the students don't get it or understand, the connotation of that. Yeah, we've been watching you for a while. We know all about you.
So that should raise
your eyebrows all the time.
As you're saying that makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I did see that.
And we actually did that recently in one of our the churches that we train, and I was the person, the bat person, playing the bat guy.
I don't believe you, D. I can't see.
It's true.
Joe's over here shaking his head like, "Listen, man, you ain't never picked your sock. Forgot to pick your socks up."
We got stories, but anyway, I was playing the bat person, and I was telling them, and they were like, so like, "Oh, this is normal," and I'm like,
really? They couldn't pick up on that?
No, they couldn't pick up.
They couldn't, and then all of a sudden they turned their backs on me.
So
that's when I said, "Okay, checkmate."
You got to set this scenario up for me, because, like, do they know that you're a player in this scenario, or do they just like
they have no idea who that person is?
No idea.
Oh, okay. So that makes a little more sense to me now, because I'm wondering, like
so I have a stack of little cards that everyone picks, and the person who has the aggressor has to come find me and talk to me in secret. And then I tell them what they need to do. I'm the only one that knows what's going on.
All right.
As well as the other person. So, then we do the scenario later on while it's out of their memory of who went where and what's going on. So nobody knows who the bad person is. When we get back into the room to do it, it's all set. It's all ready to go. D might be a first-time guest at the church. Or I may be the first-time guest, or the person that we picked as the aggressor might be the first-time guest. And, they have to act a certain way. They have to act like they're normal or just going to church. They're not going to be a little weird. But, yeah, they have to greet a new person at the church at the doorway and spot who the bad person could be.
Interesting.
But there's one thing that it's been a thing in this scenarios that happened in real life. Most of the people that they go into these houses of worship to commit, whatever crimes that they want to commit and all the shootings are people that have been already, that their family members go there, they've been there sometimes. So it's been one of the common
denominators they've been visiting.
Common
already.
One. Interesting. So, all right, because let me do my next. I got to do this real quick. This is absolutely fascinating to me. Real quick here, folks. You're starting off 2026 something worth pouring. New Year's, new goals, same truth. Good whiskey matters. Start 2026 off right with New Scotland Spirits, handcrafted in small batches right here in upstate New York. It's bold, it's smooth, and it's made from local grains with zero shortcuts. Whether you're setting resolutions, breaking them, or just enjoying the moment, this is the bottle you reach out for when you want something real. Find your next favorite pour at newscotlandspirits.com. New Scotland Spirits, here's to pouring with purpose in 2026. All right, got that out of the way. Sorry.
No problem. We're praying for you on that.
So this is so I thought, so let's go through this. This is two parts. D, what is your EDC? What's D's EDC?
What's the what?
Your everyday carry.
Your everyday carry. What is D keeping on her?
I am a weird lady, because most of the ladies out there, they want something they want something compact. I actually do a full
size.
Okay.
So
Your echelon.
Huh?
Your echelon.
My echelon. Springfield echelon.
Oh, you carry Springfield echelon. I was like,
it's
echelon
like,
what?
It's like a Cadillac.
Yeah. I like Springfields, huh? Okay.
Yes.
And like everything Springfield to me nowadays is in a khaki color. Is it khaki colored?
No, it's black.
Okay.
It's only in black.
I feel like everything Springfield does now is like in that.
I think you're getting on the tan van.
Yeah.
That's everything. Anything else?
You want a list of all of them?
Well, I'm just curious because like I carry.
I do have a 10 millimeter.
What do you? I got the Glock 20 myself.
That's what she has.
Have you ever put any folks? We've making a left turn. We'll talk about the other stuff in a minute. This is more fun to me. But have you ever shot any plus P out of it?
No.
I would. You want to talk about? You will see what that thing can really handle. Go get you some. What is it? Buffalo bore ammo.
Okay.
It's plus P ammo. I right up the road. Go past Dietrich's. Make sure you pick me up some Lebanon bologna when you go past Dietrich's.
Okay.
Love Dietrich's. I've got my wife hooked on Dietrich's. When you're way to Cabela's out there in Hamburg, I still remember when that was a field. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, me too.
I remember that was a field, but they carry the Buffalo bore. It's plus P ammo. You will see that slide come back on that thing like it's got a purpose. It is a like you shoot the 10 millimeter now and you can feel it. When you shoot the plus P ammo, that sucker comes back and it hits, like you can feel it hitting on the back of your hand.
Like a punch. Yeah.
It's a different animal completely. So, okay. So but you're every day we're carrying an Echelon 9 millimeter, isn't it? The Echelon? Yeah. So Echelon 9 millimeter, we carrying a knife. What are we doing here?
Yeah, she does carry a knife.
I do. 2. I told you I'm not your typical girl.
I was going to say something horrible, like you definitely are Puerto Rican. I was going to say something.
I am.
I knew you had 2 knives.
Definitely Puerto Rican.
I am. So I'm not.
I knew you had 2 knives.
By association.
Yeah. I knew it. You had to be. As soon as you said I ain't got one, I got 2.
I got 2. And then I just jumped in the bandwagon of the 365 Rose.
I got the XL.
Yeah, I have that one too. But then I got the Rose, being, an instructor and, teaching females, the bandwagon of getting all that. It was very popular, and it's still very popular in the female shooting community. And they came out right now with the AR. So.
Oh, wow. How about you, Joe? What's your EDC?
Masada 9 Slim.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a good one.
The Israelis know how to make a gun. I used to carry a Glock 19. I carried a Glock 19 for about 20 years. And then, I got a 43X, put the 15 round in, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I can shoot this fairly well, fairly proficient with all the guns that I had. And I shot that Masada 9 Slim, and I fell in love with it. The trigger on it feels like a custom trigger. If you ever get a chance to shoot one, or meet me at the range, you can try it.
I've heard of them. I've never seen one up close and personal.
They're made here in Pennsylvania.
Are they?
Yeah.
Amish made? I wanted to be quality.
Was it Media? I think it's in Media, Pennsylvania.
It's in Media, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's like up here in, what is it?
IWI. IWI makes them.
I always forget if I think it's either Remington or one of them's right here in New York. The ones that are here in New York always blows your mind, like Ithaca. And,
yeah. What's the other one? Or Rock Armory?
Yeah, they're all here in New York, and people are like, "What? Really? In New York?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, and do you have a blade of choice?
I don't have a blade of choice. I have several blades.
So I'm a Colorado River. Highly recommend their lockbacks. Super slim. Like
I have a butterfly that's just a slim.
and it's God, I'm hitting my mics. Assisted open. But myself, I'm going to tell you, you want to get on another bandwagon, D, go check out Canic.
Oh,
I have one.
She has one.
Which one do you have? The TTI or
the TP9 SA?
MC9 Prime.
It's too small.
No.
For her, it is. She's got to have the full size.
So I have my MC9 Prime is because it's not the MC9, it's the Prime. The Prime is different.
Okay.
So I have a Prime, and I have the M&P 2.0 PC, and I will tell you right now, if you want to talk about tack drivers, all day long at 25, I can still without any problems whatsoever. And I'm not, I tell you all the time, I'm not a good shot. I'm not in any way, shape, or form. I'm that guy that can go, let me hold the target right about there. We're good. We're good. I can hit everything on that target. We're perfectly fine. But
nice.
Yeah, the MC9 Prime and the doggone Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, the PC is just like you're talking about, Joe, because their PCs are kind of like factory tuned.
Yeah.
I explain it to people. Absolutely just monsters. Red dot or irons? Iron? D?
I'm an iron guy.
Red dot or iron? Sights.
Just like manufacturer.
Yeah.
So
iron sights.
So I'm red dot after I had cataract surgery. Can't focus on the front sight post anymore.
I don't even see the sights anymore.
I don't like to train with a lot of things on.
But I can hit everything I want.
I like to keep them manufactured because something that has battery or something that it could stop working in the middle of that. And if I'm only trained just for that, what's going to happen if it malfunctions?
That's a fair assessment.
Or get shut off.
That's why. That's why I just keep them.
Listen, that's absolutely a fair assessment. Like, what if they go down? What if they're not working? Any of those kind of things. And I even tell people, listen, some of the sites out there now are more than the firearms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trigicon wants like almost $700 for a basic site to put on something. It's like that's more than what you're shooting. So as we're bringing things to a close here, folks, again, if you want to get a hold of Joe and D, and I'm over here failing Joe here because I forgot to put his other site up. I'm over here failing him. I was enjoying the conversation way too much. I'm that guy that can sit and talk about this stuff. I have to introduce you to a friend of mine. Remind me, Joe, when this is all over, to introduce you to a friend of mine who's right down in PA, who has all the FFL stuff and used to run a training program for the state police right there. Yeah. And he's right in Lansdale.
Oh, he's not far.
Oh no, not in any way, shape, or form from you. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, or maybe they didn't want to do like house of worship training, anything like that, you run any kind of personal training, people can just reach out to you?
Yeah, we do. We do private training. We do classes. In fact, I'm waiting for an answer from Easton Fish and Game as we speak. They said the dates were fine. They're just waiting for approval after the meeting, which is, I think, next week. That I'll be teaching there as well. I teach in Hamburg, right outside of Cabela's. There's a range there called, oh my gosh, Game Associates. I have so many ranges in my head right now. Perry Township Game Associates.
Okay.
Really beautiful range down there. That's good for the fundamentals courses because you can't do a lot of action there. Easton Fish and Game is designed for action and movement. So that's perfect for our defense courses. And we can, what's that?
The Blue Mountain.
Oh yeah. And Blue Mountain, if you're a member up at Blue Mountain in Lehigh Township, we train there as well. So
and how about travel? You guys travel outside of the Lehigh Valley area? Somebody.
Yeah, we go. We also teach Maryland, wear and carry. So we teach in Maryland, Henderson, Maryland. There's a outdoor place there. What's that?
The People's Republic of Maryland.
Yes.
I grew up in Dundalk, man, right there in Baltimore.
It takes 25 rounds to qualify for your CCW.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, when my dad had his, you couldn't even get a CCW unless you carried $10,000 or more on you at any given time, because you had to be able to prove that you had a life-threatening situation.
Yes.
What it is now, but that's what it was when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah. So now, they require a 16-hour course, 2 8-hour days. One is all classroom. The second day is classroom and range time. So, and then they require renewal every couple of years. So yeah, we have both those classes available on our website.
New York's about the same 2-day course, and then every 5 years you have to go in and renew on the state police website. You go in and let them know you're still alive, and they're like, yeah, Hominis Dominus.
Well, they still want you to they want you to shoot and requalify again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Maryland. So you have to take the shooting portion as well.
Interesting. Talk about a money grab. All right, so here's the most important question before we have two things coming up. This is the most important question of tonight before we get into giving you the final word. Sheetz or Wawa?
Wawa.
You can come back on the show.
Thank you, brother. Sheetz is invading everywhere, but we still go to Wawa.
Wawa.
Yeah.
If you'd have said Sheetz, I wouldn't have let you back on the show.
Buc-ee's is moving.
You don't have, like to think the closest one's like Virginia, though.
They're opening one in Virginia.
Yeah, close to her nephew's house, so she's excited about that.
I'm excited.
Have you been?
I love Buc-ee's.
Oh, it is that is. I don't even know how to describe that to people if you've never.
It's above the bar of Wawa.
It's
Yeah, that's right, brother.
I went to one that it was like it had showers for truckers.
Oh, yeah.
It had a movie theater. It had a little shopping, like a grocery store,
Oh, like the whole 9 yards.
a souvenir store, the restaurant.
Furniture. You can buy furniture in Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a completely different animal. But I guess that it's funny you mentioned the showers and the bathrooms. That was actually so there's two people that own it. The one guy nobody ever sees. The other one is kind of the face of it, but he talks about it. That's how they started and then built from there was we're going to provide truckers with absolutely beautiful bathrooms, super clean,
Oh yeah.
well maintained, and then we'll just grow the place from there. And I'll tell you, I've been to several, or I shouldn't say several. I've been twice now, and every time I've been in them, there's somebody cleaning. They're well maintained. Like Flying J and Pilot has a lot to learn from
Oh yeah.
what guys are doing. I mean, they're
Nothing.
yeah, they're completely, absolutely different animals. So before we get to closing everything up here, again, folks, make sure you take the time, check out legalccw.com and houseofworshipsolutions.com. You can see what Joe and Dee have going on. Don't log off on me afterwards, folks. I want to talk to you for just a moment after the show. As we do on every single episode, the guest always gets the final word. So, Joe, you get to go first, and then Dee will go because I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, because then she gets to say the last word, not me.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the final word from you there, Joe?
Well, if you have a congregation, be responsible. Give us a call or someone else who does this as well. Get the training that's necessary for your congregation. They're the ones that are going to be providing for you down the road. If you have a covenant relationship with them, it's your duty to protect them as well.
And Miss D?
You get the best of both worlds, USCCA certified, NRA certified here. And the slogan that I come up with is evil does not announce itself. It forces its way in.
Alrighty, folks, be sure to push your stool in. This has been a Second Front podcast presentation found on Apple, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found.